Well, well, let's talk about it, shall we?
I'm at the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host,
That's what you get.
Tommy. And today we're going to talk about the big leaks, the leak of the century that has happened with Microsoft and some of the emails that have dropped. And, some of the rumors, these are the leaks that that happened with Xbox. And now I want to preface this before we go into it. Phil Spencer has come out and tweeted that it's unfortunate these leaks happened and that a lot of this stuff is old news and a lot of this has changed. So take this stuff with a grain of salt. We do have, it looks like a Series X and a Series S console refresh, which he did say a couple months ago when asked that it's not needed around the Redfall debacle. They asked if there was going to be some sort of, mid-generation refresh of the consoles, like a slim version or whatnot. He said, no, it's not really needed. So this stuff could have already been in the works, and then it was scrapped. And then he was asked all this stuff, and after they scrapped it, he's like, no, it's not needed. Or he could have been lying to try to, red herring, keep it under wraps a bit, and just bam, out of nowhere, hit everyone with a surprise next year, because this stuff is supposed to happen around the holiday season of next year, 2024. But let's go over this a little bit. We're just going to touch on it, and you can look this stuff up yourself. I'm going to empower you to do your own research on this, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Brooklyn is the code name for the Xbox Series X refresh. Couple of things that change. It's no longer a tower, a rectangle tower. It's more of a cylinder, which kind of, I don't know about that, but it is what it is. Couple big things. One of the big things is, as you can see, it's no longer got the hard disk drive attached to it. Could be a downside. It also includes a 2 terabyte internal hard drive. Not a whole bunch of things that were changing other than, the design of it, the exclusion of a hard disk drive, bigger storage, and we got some sustainable improved sustainable story. So like your power usage and all that, you can go over this if you want. I myself, of course, is going to be the same price, $499. I think it should be like $450, considering we're missing hardware. Myself, I don't own a Series X as of right now. If I were to get a Series X, this would not be the console for me, because this generation I've decided to build up a physical library again. In the PS4 and the Xbox One era, I decided to go digital because it was more convenient. Plus, that's when I was transitioning over to PC gaming. Everything's digital on PC gaming, so it just made sense. But I understand that I think if the physical aspect of gaming goes away, I think consumers can be taken advantage of way more. Games are more expensive now. The focus is no longer physical, so it shouldn't be more expensive, but it is. So I don't know. It's just, I think if we go that route, I think it would be detrimental for the consumers, which is you and I, if you didn't know. Anyways, so that's the design. You can read it. You go to the website, whatever you want. I wouldn't get this edition. I would just get the regular Series X if I'm, wanting to go that route. And finally, break down to get one. It goes over a little bit more detail here. Another big thing here, aside from the Series S refresh, which is pretty much just a bigger hard drive, it seems. That's kind of it. Some details there for you. But the other big thing was a new controller design. The controller design, in my opinion, I don't know, it's kind of iffy. Being a hard separation right through almost the middle. It's not even in the middle, which kind of is weird. My OCD is it bothers me. But that's kind of a weird place to have a separation for the grips. It looks more like a Nintendo Switch Pro controller with the way it's boxed instead of like the roundness of the Series X and S controller. If you have one, then you know what I'm talking about. The big thing in this controller, it has the internal battery, rechargeable battery. It has haptic feedback. It has some modular thumbsticks, meaning you can swap with new ones or different ones, and possibly some motion control. I mean, that's all cool. I do most of my gaming on console with the PS5, and I can tell you haptic feedback, if it was there or wasn't there, it didn't matter. Honestly, haptics, I think it's just a way overly hyped gimmick. That's just my opinion. If it adds more to your experience on the PlayStation 5, that's great. Good on you. For me, if it's there or not, I could care less. But moving on from that, of course, we went over the Series S. You can look this stuff up if you'd like. But then the other more important, interesting thing that I found was the leaked email about Microsoft possibly trying to acquire Nintendo or Valve. So there was an email that got leaked that talked about Microsoft possibly wanting to make an offer to Nintendo or Valve to purchase them. And the Microsoft board, the board of directors, the people that make the moves and benefit the most, they were fully supportive of a bid for Nintendo or Valve to purchase. It says here, down below, it says the bottom line as of 2020, Spencer still held out hope that the merger could happen someday. In quotes, it says at some point, getting Nintendo would be a career moment and I honestly believe a good move for both companies, Spencer said. In quotes, it says, it's just taking a long time for Nintendo to see that their future exists off their own hardware, end quote. So I noticed that he says in the email that it would be good for both companies. That's great. My biggest concern would be, is it beneficial to the consumer, which is me? That's all that I care about all these leaks, about all these emails. Does it benefit me in any way? Would it be cool to have, Mario games and Luigi games and all this stuff on the Xbox? Yeah, that'd be awesome. But are these acquisitions going to happen and then the consumer is going to be taken advantage of? I could give a shit about this stuff. Buy whoever you want as long as I'm benefiting. If I don't benefit, I don't support. I speak with my wallet. It's pretty simple. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's interesting to see all this stuff here, but it's not a surprise. These big companies, I don't understand why a lot of these gamers out here see this as a surprise. A lot of these fanboys I see, we try to use this as like ammunition, as gotcha moments and things of that nature. And it's like, what does it matter to you? Like, do you not think that these big VPs and these companies aren't always thinking about strategies of buying up other companies, like Microsoft buying Nintendo or Valve? No, it's just, it all comes down to that dollar sign. If the dollar sign is right, people are going to sell. It's that simple. I don't give a shit, regardless. I play everything, and I don't give a shit what you guys say, especially you fanboys, say about fake neutrals. I play fucking everything. I am an Xbox guy. I love Xbox as a brand. I don't own a Series X, though. I own a PlayStation 5. I own Nintendo Switch. I own PC. I also own a Series S. You see, when they did the transition where you can purchase all of their exclusives, Xbox, on a computer, that's where I buy them. Because that was my preferred platform to play all of my games. So I no longer needed the hardware for Xbox, but I can still access their games on my computer. And I think that's what it should always be. Exclusives, I think, are a detriment to consumers. You should be able to play any game you want on any platform of your preference. That's what I support. And it's that simple. But that's kind of my take on everything. If you like the video, let me know down below. Do all those things down there. And as always, it's been your boy. It's been real, and I'm out. Later.
I'm at the